I'm wondering why you're under the impression that this is still an option on the table. Because I know that another teacher brought up the situation to you while she was still employed. So why do you think that now is the time to talk about it? And why do you come across like you're doing me a favor, that you're going to promise to listen, when in fact in the past I called you out on it and then you said I was lying, which therefore also means that other students were affected by this. You effectively called them liars too. So why do you think you have any grounds to bargain? It is required by law to be a mandated reporter, even at private schools, that if there is the suspicion of abuse, it needs to be reported. Everybody knew about this teacher. You could hear it through the school. And now that I know, another teacher even brought it up to you, and this teacher was not only not removed, but also, as far as I'm aware, did not receive the professional help that was needed. And the kids, we were never asked if we were okay. Nobody asked us. I saw friends of mine get traumatized to the point where some even had to get pulled out of school. I was also traumatized. I thought that being yelled at and humiliated was normal, because I also received that at home. So it never occurred to me to ever talk about it, because by being silent, that therefore is complicity. As adults, I mean. We were children. You were an adult. You weren't just an adult. You were the founder of the school. Furthermore, in New York State, religious schools are required by law to have a substantial equivalent to a public school curriculum. This includes health class. Health class includes things such as nutrition, hygiene, and understanding and recognizing abuse. These are in place to help students know and learn about their own lives, especially for students such as myself, to learn the signs of abuse and to be able to recognize it at home. So not only did we never have health education at school, therefore meaning Cornerstone is negligent in its legal obligations, because there was a teacher on staff who was verbally abusing students. Everybody knew it. We could all hear it. That means Cornerstone was also complicit. There were several students being abused at home, me being one of them. There were signs that neglect was happening. I don't know what interventions other students may have had or not. I know I had none. So that means Cornerstone is complicit in allowing the abuse of students to continue. I have no idea what my life would look like if I had been educated that I was being molested in middle school. So instead of receiving that education, though, my father was actually allowed to coach softball for a few years for CCA. I don't know how you feel about that, fellow parents, but I sure would not want my child anywhere near an institution like that. And what I really hate, this is just the tip of the iceberg. There's more that I know. And let me bring up a very, very dark possibility. I told you that I was depressed when I was in 11th grade. You prayed for me and then never followed up on it. What I didn't tell you was that I was also suicidal. I actually had a plan laid out. I was going to walk in front of a student driving and make it look like an accident. Back then, I didn't understand the kind of impact that would have on someone's life. Because the way I'd been treated up until that point made me feel like my life had no value. What's even darker is that if I had followed through on that, you very well could not be facing consequences that are coming. However, I didn't follow that path, and unfortunately for you, I'm alive, and I am now throwing the lid off on the dark secrets I have been having to harbor my whole life. If anything, isn't it incredibly hypocritical how sometimes you would quote to us the verse about, if anyone brings harm to children, let a millstone be hung around his neck and be cast into the deepest parts of the sea? It shouldn't be Cornerstone Christian Academy. It should be Millstone. That would be more accurate.